Alright, so it's time to dive into the latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, the Cyberpunk community has been very busy gathering up new evidence as to when we can expect the next big update for the game. And this is a really good indication right here. The earnings call is coming up here for CD Projekt Red, and I'm going to talk about why that is so important to the next update. Plus, we're going to be talking about why exactly CD Projekt Red won't be abandoning Cyberpunk anytime soon. And of course, yes, the silence has been absolutely deafening from CD Projekt Red. We're going to be talking about the community's reaction to that. Also, a big question, how is Cyberpunk performing right now since it was re-added to the PlayStation Store? Some new information about that one, so let's dive in right now. Hey everyone, what's happening? Open World Games here, hope you're doing good, and let's start out with this one right here, this story. Posted by Romulus is back as a speculation potential date for upcoming patch 1.3, and he shows the investor events here on the official CD Projekt Red website. We have consolidated semi-annual report and then consolidated quarterly report, and these are going to be on August 26th and November 25th. You're going to want to remember these dates. Trust me. Let's get into what he had to say right now. It says the following. Hello, Chooms. I am sure a lot of you are anticipating the upcoming patch 1.3. Please take what I'm about to say and share with you with a grain of salt. And my apologies if this has already been posted. A friend of mine pointed this out that patch 1.2 came out on the 29th of March, the day before CD Projekt Group strategy update took place. Now, their next semi-annual report for H1 2021 is scheduled on August 26th, 2021. You could check out the date for yourself here. There's a good chance that the patch will come out a day or two ahead of the report, just like patch 1.2 did. This is just speculation, so please don't come at me with pitchforks if the patch drops sooner or later. Take care and stay safe out there. Now, this is really good speculation because a lot of companies do this. They have updates right before earnings call because they want to impress and appease to their investors. So this could be actually happening, that we could be seeing some sort of update for Cyberpunk ahead of this earnings call. So stay tuned for that. I will let you guys know if that's going to be patch 1.3. We do know that is coming, and honestly, I would expect that it would hopefully be coming in the next 30 days. It's been a long time since we have officially heard any updates from CD Projekt Red, from the Cyberpunk social media accounts. It's been absolutely ridiculous. But let's take a look at the earnings reports here. Check this out. This comes from Proxima Dust. It says CD Projekt's financial summary report since 2015. Whoa. Check it out. So, of course, we have The Witcher 3 here, sales revenues of almost 800,000, but you can see how it went down significantly in 2018. But look at Cyberpunk 2077, 2 million, more than double what The Witcher 3 pulled off. And this is one good indicator as to why CD Projekt Red would not want to abandon Cyberpunk 2077 so quickly. So I think this is hopefully going to be kind of like a slow burn back to, I'm hoping, what was promised originally for Cyberpunk 2077. You know, the No Man's Sky type revival. Let's cross our fingers that can happen. But I think, again, that this is going to be a slow burn. It's going to take a couple years. So if you're wanting to stay tuned for that sort of thing, I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date what happens with this. Now, what about Cyberpunk 2077 sales when it returned to the PlayStation Store? So the headline is definitely not good news here. This comes from PlayStation Lifestyle. It says Cyberpunk 2077 disappears completely from July's top PlayStation Store downloads. FIFA 21 snatches back PS5 top spot. So it is nowhere to be seen in the top downloaded, top selling, games on the PlayStation Store. We did see it in there in June, but it shows just how quickly this has flipped. The interest is not there at all on PlayStation, at least right now. And you can see the top downloads right here. Of course, FIFA's up there. Ratchet and Clank, that's cool to see Ratchet and Clank still up there. I love this game, so it's so good to see that this unique of a game is still performing this well. But anyway, yeah, even Hitman 3 is up there. That's cool. Metro Exodus, nice. I love these games, seeing these unique games up there. But anyway, cool to see those games, but it's unfortunate that Cyberpunk isn't up there, but it makes sense. You know, the interest is just not there. And then we've got CD Projekt Red's stock market value. Check this out right here. This was actually brought to my attention by the Iceman 2288, and it shows CD Projekt stock market value since last summer. Yikes! And if we go here, we could take a look at what is going on. It says market summary, CD Projekt 4 ADR, representing the shares right here, and you can see that it is, I believe, more than halved. But since April 2021, it's pretty much been mellowing out somewhat, I guess you would say. And I'm thinking that CD Projekt Red is really wanting to nail this next earnings call by providing an actual legitimate patch for players, and then also being able to say to their investors, hey, we just released a really big, cool patch. Check it out. It's out now for players, and try to get investors excited so they can bounce back those stock numbers and their stock portfolio. So yeah, that's what's going on right now with the stock market. Now, let's keep going, because a lot of you guys are really frustrated with the silence. It is absolutely deafening. The silence from CD Projekt Red is beyond deafening, and I totally get it. So let's get into what the community is saying about that one. Check it out. It says, is CD Projekt Red's Wall of Silence doing more harm than good? And the next gen version versus fixing core mechanics new content discussion. This comes from Yamel104. Goes on to say the following. Let me start by saying this, as evident by my play time, according to Steam, 949 hours played. I really like Cyberpunk 2077, obviously. Now it says, I'm playing on PC with the Ryzen 9 9000 XT, RTX 2070 Super, and 32 gigabytes of RAM, so I can run the game with RTX shadows and reflections on and all graphical settings at Ultra. Except for film grain, motion blur, chromatic aberration, and RTX lighting, all by choice. Don't like the effects, and I get consistently 65 to 75 frames per second. Nice. Now it says, that said, while I understand that CD Projekt Red wants to keep quiet to avoid overhype or over-promises, I think this wall of silence approach they are taking is an overcorrection, and the end result would be the same or even worse. By staying silent and not communicating with the community, the imagination of all of us waiting for some news is running wild, and we will latch onto any sort of news, real or not, that is floating out there in the internet. Take the whole DLC coming in July thing that happened a couple of weeks ago. Oh boy, do I remember that one. Then it says, in my case, because of my experience with the game, my hope for the next hotfix patch DLC, whatever you want to call it, is an overhaul of the AI system, pedestrian driving, police, some customization options for fee, cars, apartments, etc., some new content gigs, side missions, etc., and maybe some third-person perspective in some areas of the game. I'd love to see that. Now it says, the longer we wait and the longer CD Projekt Red stays quiet, those hopes turn into expectation. After all, if they are taking so long, it's because they are hard at work, right? But the reality is, no matter what they put out, it's never going to match those expectations. I'm sure that a lot of people are on the same boat, imagining the game they want and thinking that because of the time they are taking, it's totally possible that it will happen. You know, you're making me think about how No Man's Sky has been doing their revival process. They release a simple trailer saying, hey, this is the update. These are the features. It's going to be released on this day, and that's it. That's what they have been really doing, and they have been doing blog posts and communicating. So I really would love to see CD Projekt Red increase that communication through maybe perhaps some sort of blog post or something like that. I just think that they're so fearful that their words are going to be twisted, and people are going to be rolling their eyes at whatever they say. So I think they're going to have to prove themselves first. I think that's how they're thinking, that they have to take action, prove themselves first. Furthermore, this guy goes on to say this, in my humble opinion, CD Projekt Red should be more transparent with the community. Let us know what you are working on, what's coming, but be honest. You don't want to commit to a specific date of release. That's fine, but at least let us know what you are working on, and maybe an estimate on the release, something along the lines of within the next 2 months or something like that. If they miss the window, there will be some backlash for sure, but I think that it won't be as bad as the backlash they'll get if after 3 months of waiting we get a patch full of performance improvements and fixing story progression issues and nothing more. Now, he goes on to say this, another thing I've been seeing a lot lately is the whole next-gen upgrade versus fixing core mechanics new content discussion. Again, I play on PC, so the next-gen upgrade won't have any impact on my experience, but I really don't understand why there's people that would prefer the next gen upgrade in place of getting some of the core mechanics of the game, like the AI, police driving, etc., fixed and having some of the new content in the game. This is definitely an interesting discussion. I think, they have to do the next gen upgrade no matter what, because it was promised first and foremost. And it's interesting because, 85% of the total Cyberpunk audience, from what I understand, are on PC, I believe. So it would be nice to see them fix those core issues. I definitely agree with that. But I also want to see a next-gen upgrade for console users. Now, they go on to say this: the only reason I could think of is a misunderstanding of what the next-gen upgrade will include. As far as I know, and what I've seen in other next-gen upgrades, is just tweaking the game to take full advantage of the hardware, meaning better graphics, faster load times, better FPS. But if the core mechanics are bad, the next-gen upgrade won't fix that. You can polish a turd all you want, but at the end of the day, you just have a shiny turd. It won't turn into a diamond. I think the priority for CD Projekt Red should be fixing core gameplay mechanics. For example, GTA 5 level AI, not GTA 3 level AI like we have now. It should be Red Dead Redemption 2 level AI, but okay, this may, and this is a huge maybe, fix some of the performance issues, then concentrate on the new content, get those free DLCs you promise out, and then work on the next gen. This is just how I feel, my 2 cents. Please let me know your thoughts. So, there's a lot of opinions about this, but I think the biggest speculation and theory is that they want to do all of it at once. I think they want to do the free DLC, next gen update, and big update all together perhaps, but we might be seeing some things changing with Cyberpunk here before August 26th, perhaps. We will have to wait and see what happens with this one. All right, let's go ahead and go over your top comments from my last Cyberpunk video. You guys know the drill. Leave your comments down below. They could end up literally in a video, so let's do this. All right, so my recent video was called CD Projekt Red just went through a big change. How will this affect DLC? And it ties into Fable 4 news. Now, if you missed this news, recently CD Projekt Red lost some key talent. One of their gameplay designers has moved on to Microsoft Playground Studio specifically, and they're working on Fable 4 now. Now that's good news for Fable 4. Cannot wait for Fable 4, so stay tuned for news about that one. But anyway, let's see what you guys had to say about it. Snazzy Panic says, it's been almost a year and nothing notable has happened yet. I don't think anything will be enough at this point. So a lot of you guys are kind of, or more than kind of, giving up hope here on the game. It's really, I hate to see that. I really do hope that we have some sort of miracle with this game. Diablo the Cute says they should add a pre-sequel with each of the life paths as a free expansion, and some free side missions sprinkled about that are only accessible for a particular life path, as well as some that have real different options based on life paths. It wouldn't be like changing the base storyline, which would be more difficult after launch, but it would feel much better and more immersive. Yeah, would be cool to see. Will that happen? I'm not too sure. But yeah, the interesting thing is I do think we will see free side gigs and things like that, but it's not going to be, I do not believe it's going to be locked to certain life paths. Geothermal Bat 776 says they've got the game in skeleton form, basically just add all the lies missing features and we'll have what I originally thought I pre-ordered. Sad face. Crying sad face right there. Yeah, hopefully they can get that all back into the game. Again, if that's going to be their goal, my personal opinion, it's going to take a very long time. It's going to be a slow burn back to the top. Austin says that CD Projekt Red should be shedding executives, not devs. That's the thing that's interesting, isn't it? Seeing talent leave a studio after being there for so long. It could also happen even if the game was doing very well, simply because a lot of creative people like challenges and doing different things. So Fable, that is a very interesting thing to work on. So I feel like anyone that's offered that would be like, I gotta really think this through, and would actually go for it, considering that it is Fable, a huge project that I think any creative person would love to be a part of. But anyway, there it is. The latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. Stay tuned for more updates about this one. I got you guys covered. And of course, any upcoming open world gaming news, including, yes, Fable 4. Hopefully some news rolls about that one, but that one's going to be years away. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.